let's talk about 4 hidden reasons why you're still exhausted. Now, my twins turn 6 in a couple of weeks, and they've only recently started sleeping through the night consistently. So I'm not here to tell you that you have to get more sleep. We're not talking about that. Being tired because you're not sleeping, great, yeah. And for years, if someone suggested that I needed a better bedtime routine or I needed to get more rest, I probably would have thrown something at them, to be fully honest. Sometimes exhaustion is exactly what it sounds like. It's just flat out exhaustion, right? You're overwhelmed. You're tired because you've been awake half the night. You're tired because life is hard right now. It's not always the full story. You need to get the full story. Because through the years, I have worked with women who are working, they're sleeping 6 hours, they're functioning just fine. I've also worked with women who are getting 8 and 9 hours, but they felt like they're dragging themselves out of bed. And this tells you and I something very important. Sleep, it matters, but it's only one thing that determines how much energy you actually have. So whether you're sleeping 6 hours, 8 hours, or you're a person where sleep is a bit of a dumpster fire right now, these 4 patterns are worth paying attention to. So let's start with the one that I see most often. Your blood sugar is riding a roller coaster. All right. When most people hear blood sugar, they immediately think diabetes, insulin resistance, right? It's not what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about the woman whose day looks a little bit like this. You start with coffee, right? It's sustaining your morning. It's waking you up. You get lunch whenever you can fit it in. That granola bar or protein bar, snag it on the way to go pick up the kids, right? And then this big dinner because you've actually slowed down enough that your body is sending you I'm starving signals, and now you eat. The woman who's eating regularly, mostly carbs, without enough protein, healthy fats, and fiber to keep her fuel, when your blood sugar rises quickly and then drops quickly, your body has to step in and compensate. And that's not a way that it's going to compensate well. It does this by releasing stress hormones that help build the blood sugar back up. These hormones can make you feel alert for a little while, but they're not actually creating energy, they're borrowing it. All right. And more often than not, when you borrow, you've got to replenish that plus fuel yourself. So that's where the regular crashes in the afternoon, getting hangry, waking up between 2 and 4 o'clock in the morning, and craving sugar insatiably at night or throughout the day, they're clues. This is your body telling you that something's up with your blood sugar and it needs help regulating it. Now, number 2 is that your digestive system is consuming more energy than you realize. Now, this gets overlooked all the time. The digestion requires energy. Breaking down that food, absorbing nutrients, flushing out the junk that your body doesn't need, managing inflammation, repairing the gut lining, which happens consistently. This is not a repair it and move on. All of it requires some sort of resources, right? Now think about how many women are running around with symptoms like bloating after meals. They're constipated, diarrhea, reflux, and heartburn and gas. The stinky stuff and the painful stuff and the loud stuff, right? The food sensitivities that all of a sudden feel like they're just building up. And then in the next breath, they're telling me that they're exhausted. Well, these aren't separate issues. They're definitely connected. And if your digestive system is struggling every day, your body has to allocate resources to manage the stress. And if you're not absorbing nutrients effectively enough or efficiently, you're actually creating another problem. You're just adding to the issues. And if digestion isn't working well, then your body may not be getting everything it needs from the food that you're eating. So you could eat healthy. You and someone else could be eating the same exact meal and have completely different experiences afterward. One will feel energized and the other one needs a nap. Not saying you can get that nap, but you feel like you're needing a nap. So number 3 is that you're missing raw materials needed to make energy. All right. This is the one that I see you getting so frustrated over. You sleep, you eat healthy, you drink water. Why are you still tired? Why do you still crave sugar like it's going out of style? Because energy, it doesn't magically appear. Okay. Your body has to build it. And building energy, creating energy and energy stores requires actual ingredients, the protein, iron, B vitamins, magnesium, trace minerals, amino acids. Think of sleep like your overnight cleaning crew, right? It's when repair and maintenance actually happen. But the crew still needs supplies. If the shelves are empty, if your cleaning basket is empty, there's so much work that can't happen. And this is one of the reasons I often see women trying to lose weight by eating less and less, but they're experiencing more and more symptoms from their body. Okay. Less food, less nourishment, less micronutrients, macronutrients, and yet somehow you expect to have an endless amount of energy. The math is the mathin'. Sometimes the issue isn't motivation, because I know some of you are sitting there listening going, well, I just, willpower, I can do it. Your body doesn't have enough resources to do the job you're asking it to do. All right. And that leads us to number 4. Your cortisol rhythm might be out of sync. Now, I didn't say cortisol is high. I said it's out of sync. Your pattern has been interrupted. Cortisol is not bad. You need it. It's one of the hormones that helps you wake up and get moving in the morning. The issue is often timing. So a healthy rhythm, this is what a healthy rhythm looks like. Cortisol is higher in the morning, gradually tapers throughout the day, lower at night when it's time to rest. But sometimes I see the opposite pattern. There are women like you who are struggling to get moving in the morning. You need multiple cups of coffee to feel like a human, right? To feel awake, to be able to function, to be able to get breakfast for whoever you're watching, the kids, the parents, the whatever. And then suddenly at 9 o'clock, you're productive. Now you're organizing closets, answering emails, starting projects when you actually should be winding down. Does this sound familiar? It doesn't automatically mean something is wrong. It's a pattern worth paying attention to for sure. Because when your rhythm gets out of sync, your sleep can become less and less restorative, even when you're technically getting enough hours. So what do you do with all of this? Well, don't buy another supplement. Don't start another program. And for sure, stop blaming yourself for not being disciplined enough, for not abstaining enough, for not having that willpower. Spend a couple of days gathering information. You need information. Track when you wake up, when your energy dips, when your cravings show up, when you drink caffeine, when you feel like you can't do anything but drink caffeine or eat sugar. Write it down. How does your stomach feel and your digestion, your gut feel afterwards? We're not trying to fix everything. We're trying to pay attention. We're trying to see what your patterns actually are, because they're easier to change when you can actually see them. And here's the reason I wanted to make this video is all these patterns, these 4 patterns, they can create very similar symptoms. The fatigue, brain fog, cravings, poor sleep, weight loss, resistance. Not weight loss, but weight loss resistance. You can't lose weight. You're feeling like you're working harder than your body is willing to cooperate. These are also symptoms of perimenopause. And the solution is different depending on what's driving your issues. And that's why guessing keeps so many of you stuck. If you're wondering which pattern sounds most like you, that's why we created the Food Freedom Quiz. It's a start. It gives you a little bit of guidance on what to look at. It helps identify some of the biggest patterns we see behind symptoms like fatigue, bloating, cravings, digestive issues, and energy crashings. Links in the show notes. Because you guys, honestly, feeling exhausted all the time is not something that you should feel like or accept as normal. The first step towards changing it is understanding what your body may actually be trying to tell you. So, track, snag that quiz, and if this resonates, subscribe and follow me. I will see you soon.